I won't ever forget that night that we had there. The whole forest was just ablaze. There's also houses higher up on the hill around the oval as well, and they were exploding as the night was going on. We slept on the ground with the other people. We spent the night with a man who he owned a bed and breakfast in town, and he had taken his guests to safety, and they had been able to be evacuated from the town. But by the time he got back to his to save his wife and two small kids, he found them dead on the property. People were breaking down, lots and lots of tears, lots of just people hanging on to each other, just trying to make sense of what was going on. When we woke up, my family walked around the back of the oval. One of the first things that we saw was an 8-month pregnant woman who I knew, and she was dead underneath a tree, and she'd walked probably maybe a mile to get to where she was. So she had to walk down a really steep hill from her house to get down to the oval, and she was so close, but she didn't make it. I was 4 months pregnant at that time, so I certainly had an affinity with her. And because I knew her as well, and she was, not only was one person lost with when she died, but two. So it was very, very sad to see her there like that. Everything was gone. Houses, the trees. It was like a bomb had gone off. Everything was just covered in ash, and the smoke was still really thick in the air. It was just surreal. Walking up the road towards the house, just nothing. There was nothing left of houses, just a bit of twisted metal, and the rest was just ash. It was the intensity of the fire was just so great that really there was really nothing left at all.
Oh my God, I'm back outside and vulnerable. I went and hid underneath a stairwell, and all of a sudden that's when I saw a police car, and I went and I ran up to him and I said, "Please don't let me die." The ambulance arrived, and that's when they took me to the trauma center.
Okay.
The doctor lost count after counting 50 stab wounds to my head and my face and my neck and my arms. He had never seen anyone so cut up, like just looked like a cut up rag doll that was just bloody from head to toe, that was still alive. Another 20, 25 minutes, I would have bled to death.
Don't start. I'm take your ass out this chair.
They said it because of his size and his weight and everything, that he could have like killed me like very easily. I guess they didn't hear me when I told them I got away. Had I not gotten away, it would have been a murder trial. God wasn't ready to
So
take me
I
yet.
got more money.
One of my purposes at the time was to be able to be there to spend time with my sister, Carlin, before she passed away, and also to help raise her two young girls.
I
I
got
survived
200.
because God still had a purpose for me here on this earth.
There are a lot of very, very sad stories to come out of
Go.
the Marysville fires. My family has lost everything. We've lost a lot of friends. My daughter
I'm just
suffered. dream nightmares for about a month after the fires, and I've taken her into therapy to try to resolve some of the issues. As we came up back onto the road, the the pregnant girl, was right there, and she had a lot of questions about, when people burn, what happens to them, how much does it hurt. She had a lot of questions about death and dying, about pain, about why it had happened. She
Right.
was with my
I
mum for
feel
the whole 3 hours that
one.
her grandfather and me were missing, and so her primary carer was, of course, hysterical and not coping. So she has major separation anxiety. If I had to leave her at any point, she would just scream hysterically and cling to me, and just wouldn't let me go. If going to work was a nightmare, I had to drop her at childcare, and she would just was they would just have to pull her off me, and it would take hours for them to console her. I tried to be as gentle as I could, and let her know that things happened very, very quickly, and that there was not a lot of suffering had by anyone who had died, just because things did happen so fast.
Mm.
We were lucky. That's all it is. We stayed way too late. We should have left when my mum left, even probably before. But we thought that we could save the house, and that's why we stayed. If the pipe underneath the bridge hadn't have been there, we wouldn't have made it. I don't have any doubt about that.
I never knew that there could be people like that. That opportunity, but that opportunity, but because of my sons, uh, I saw the relief on their faces that made me realize, okay, that's good enough closure for me. I don't have to worry about my sons' lives anymore. It's God and my sons that keep me going. They keep me loving life more than most people. I appreciate it more than most people. I appreciate it more, and